Okay, so what we left at last video is now we add a mesh and we can load out a mesh, but when I click play, even I press the A, W, S, D, or I remove the mouse, we can't really move the character, or we can't rotate the viewport. So we will try to add those input in this video. Okay, so let me start it first and back to the code. So here is our K character classes, and you can see they already prepare an override function for us. This is for setting setup player input component. So we need to add some key binding function here, and also we need to add the function name in the project setting also. Then people can press the keyboard or gamepad or moving mouse, and they're passing those strengths, like how hard you press your keypad or how fast you move your mouse. They will pass those value into the C++. So we start to do the setting. So first we'll go to the setting, and you can find the input section, and there's a two binding mapping section here. One is called action, the other called axis. So axis is like a continuous continuous control. For example, it's like you keep pressing the A, W, S, D to move, or you continue push your gamepad, try to move, or like a mouse. So the action manager mapping is more like one-time mapping, or you can say it's a one-time trigger, like a jump, shoot. You just click your keyboard once. Okay, so we want to use mouse to rotate the viewport, so it's belong to the axis mapping. So let's add one, and remember we will put the function in here. So let's use turn left and right, and let me select the mouse. So so it's controlled by your X axis from the mouse. So okay, here after setting that, let me just copy this and back to our code, and we will create the movement function for that, and let's do some input section and do the void load and the value. Yeah, so we still need to binding this turn left right function to the into the setup player input component. So go to the .cpp. So you will see Unreal already created signature for us, and we need to do a quick check. If we don't have the play input component, we return. It's like a safety check, and we will copy this one. Let me copy this one. So this is we binding access, and this is the function name we just fill out here. So it must be the same. So this is like a string mapping. So if you call turn left right, here you have to type turn left right. Okay, and there you just put this, and which function you want to execute when your mouse when you're moving the mouse, which real function you want to use. So which means we also need to create this function. Okay. So yeah, after we binding this, so which means every time you move your mouse through your axis, this turn that function will be executed. So for here, what should we put into that? It's basically quite simple. We need to add the controller Y input. So whatever the value it brings into the C++, we just directly pass to the controller Y input. Let's save and compile first. And let me show you the result. Now we can press play. And you see when I left and right move my mouse, we will also affect our controller in yaw angle. The angle of the yaw will also change. So what is this means? So first of all, because the controller is control the player, right? So if we move this, we move our mouse physically, right? But because we binding the mouse change, the value change from mouse will now affect the controller. So, and here we only affect the yaw degree. So which means when you moving your mouse, you're also moving an invisible player controller together. And the specific saying is we change the yaw degree of the player controller. Okay, so now basically we are moving the player controller. Although the player controller is invisible, but it's there, right? Okay, so let's stop first because I want to disable the mesh, and that can let us have a much more clear view to know what happened going on. So go to the mesh, and we search the hidden here. We can hidden it again. We take on and compile, and there's a compile and save together. And another thing is we have a capsule. So now I want to show the capsule. So again, you click capsule component and the search hidden and untick that. So which means we want to show this in again. Okay. So again, we click play. Now we are moving the controller. So right through the moving the mouse. Okay. So we need to do the same thing again for up and down. So let's just repeat all the steps again. So first of all, we go to the project setting, and we go into the input and create another one, and the name we call it turn up, down, and we want to use mouse, but this time is a y-axis, and I will use -0.1. The -0.1 or -1 or 1 is based on what do you like. Someone want to move the view up when move the mouse up. Someone want to move view down when mouse up. It's basically you need to take a try. So to me, I already tried it before, so I put a -1 here. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So go back to our function again. We will create another one, and all the thing is the same. Let's just copy paste. Oh. And yep, let's create this function, and this time we will use pitch and pass to value to the pitch, because right now we are dealing with turn up and down. So basically we are changing the pitch angle. Yeah. And here you can see the yaw. The yaw is the angle surrounding by the Z. So it's like a turn left and right. And the pitch is surrounding by the X. So it's like a turn up and down. So that's why we put the yaw for turn left and right, and the pitch for turn up and down. So let's close this and compile again. Oops. Oh, I forgot it. Yeah. Then we play. I can't move up and oh yeah, I forgot to binding this to in our setup player component. Yeah, let me finish this. And the name is turn up and down, turn up and down. Okay, let's try this again. Yep. And then click play. Yeah, right now. Okay, it works. So if we just move our mouse up and down, the view also change. So which means we use mouse control the controller right now. Okay,